for you?
Man, it feels like we haven't potted in months
I know.
right now. What's up?
It feels really, really, really foreign to do this. No pun
It does, doesn't
intended.
it?
Yeah.
It's been a long time, it feels like. It's only been, I think, 2 weeks. But then we had a week off before that show. So we really ain't been potting. Like in the last month. We really haven't. And this one is not going to be an official pod either. But we wanted to come on and just let y'all know what's going on with us. Like, we've been kind of MIA a little bit. Everything's great, right? So let's not bury the lead. Everything is perfectly fine. Everything is incredible. Everything is fantastic. But we wanted to come on and do a quick episode for y'all. Listeners and viewers of the pod, y'all know we love y'all. Shout out to everybody who consumes us on a weekly basis, or the way we've been going, like non-weekly basis. Shout out to Brandon and E. They've been holding the wrestling pod down for sure. But yeah, we wanted to come on and just have a quick conversation. We were going to do a whole big, long, drawn-out episode, but things just, as everything's kind of been going, things have been moving really fast. So we'll come back and do that in some weeks, I'd say, right?
Maybe
but
like a month, though. Like
okay, a month. All right, somewhere around there.
By year end.
Somewhere around there. But as of right now, we wanted to come on and just share with you guys. We got a lot happening from a real life, our personal life perspective. Once again, all of it incredible. But that is why we've been MIA. We've been moving around. We've been doing things. I think a few of you know that we were on vacation a couple weeks ago now. And we went to Spain. And that vacation turned out to be, hey, let's make sure we really enjoy this place, because we were talking about moving to Spain. And that trip was exactly what we thought it would be after all the research that we did about the country and exactly where we're looking at going, which is Alicante. So we want to just come on to share that we are indeed moving from the United States and moving to Spain in a couple weeks. We both quit our jobs last week. Gave notice, and of course, I gave notice. Rhodesia was supposed to work 2.5 weeks. She tried to work her first day back and said, "The hell with this, I can't do this anymore." And she quit her first day back to work. So shout out to you.
More to that, but we'll
shout out to my baby not being able to work and her, follow through with her commitments and just shut it all down. Man, I'm very proud of you.
Me under the bus. No, it's so much more to that, and just to be putting ourselves out there to make this change in our lives, and then how things are just moving so damn fast. Like, literally, if I didn't write something down or put it in my notes, it just wasn't going to happen. I didn't even have the mental capacity to handle even regular thoughts. I'm just now starting to be able to have and formulate thoughts of my own, because I've gotten like 2 nights of sleep. I haven't had any real sleep in over a month. So yes, you threw me under the bus there, and I'll take it. I'll own it. Hey, I'm a woman, right? 10 toes down on that one. But in all fairness, there would have been no other way that I could have handled that.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I'd have gone in the hospital from either dehydration, nervous breakdown.
Medical facility, if we're talking wrestling terms. Yep. And we haven't even watched wrestling in a couple weeks, which is also the other reason why.
You say I don't.
You never watch. Well, you never watch wrestling. I haven't had a chance.
Of course, for me.
Yeah, I think the last thing I watched was AEW's last pay-per-view. What was it? Worlds? No, not Worlds End.
Worlds Collide?
Nope.
Armageddon.
Full Gear's coming up, so it wasn't Full Gear either. Whatever the show was that happened a few weeks ago. That was the last wrestling show that I watched. I haven't had a chance to watch Raw, no SmackDown, no NXT. I didn't even realize the NXT had a pay-per-view this past Saturday until like Sunday. So that is just how out of the loop we've been. And I've been. So I'm going to try to get back to it. But wanted to share that, of course, with you guys, because I didn't want anybody thinking like something's wrong. And now you guys see it's like the best possible situation. We will absolutely deep dive the entire thing. This is going to turn into more content for you guys, non-wrestling content, something that I've been pretty passionate about really since we started the wrestling podcast. And then it picked up more and more and more. And of course, the wrestling podcast is going to look different than what we have been doing. But I'm excited to look at and what that turns into. We will still be, dropping very regularly in terms of, wrestling content and podcast episodes when we get to the point where we can start doing that. But we are going to start doing other episodes and other shows, that's non-wrestling. I know a few of you have, kind of hit me up in the last couple of years and just like, hey, have you ever thought about doing more than just a wrestling podcast? And absolutely, just haven't really had the time, right? And the bandwidth to, plan it, execute it the way I want to, the way we want to, but we're here now, right? Like we have all the time, or we will have all the time to do that. So I am beyond excited to really share more of our world, our personal lives, our thoughts and beliefs about everything outside of wrestling. I know we have a great wrestling product.
I have to be kind of held to certain things for our career and stuff like that. Being able to speak freely and openly. I think that's probably the most empowering thing and freeing thing of all of this.
Absolutely.
Which I'm super excited about.
Mm-hmm. And so if you like the wrestling show, wait till you get a hold of what we would have planned for you guys in the future when it comes to pop culture, when it comes to a lot. So we got a lot planned, which I am so excited about. So shout out to everybody who have, supported us and listened. If you've been a day one freak, or if you just started checking us out because you saw us on social media over the last, couple months or last year, we got a hell of a ride planned for all of you. I'm super excited for it. So that's kind of what we wanted to come on and just share with you guys. So to summarize, we will still be, of course, in the United States. We are in Michigan right now. So getting a chance to really hang with some family and friends, getting a chance to do that whole thing, going to the Piston game tomorrow, which is awesome. I haven't been to a Piston game in a couple years. So kind of just doing that whole thing, right? And then once we get everything taken care of, we'll be heading to Spain for the initial 90 days until we can get our visas and such. A little Matt is coming with us too. So we'll see how that plays out.
That doesn't fry cook. What is it?
Man, chicken cooker that don't cook chicken, boy.
There we go.
He is done cooking chicken right now. He got to do something, but he's done cooking chicken for now. And then, we'll head out to Spain. We plan on staying at a couple different spots for the first 90 days to see exactly, the kind of vibe we want and where we want to be at in Alicante. And then once that happens, hopefully the visa situation will sort itself out. If not, we'll be back into the United States for however long that looks like, a couple weeks, a couple months before we can get the visas. And then next part of our lives, baby, in Alicante, Spain.
Let's go.
Still got to learn the language. Rhodesia can hold her own with a conversation. She can get us to point A, point B. I
think I got so much better than in Brazil. I'm quite sure we told that story here on the pod, where it was like I was Duolingo'd out. I'm on level 1000. I'm making that up. Duolingo'd out as soon as we get to the airport. Now, what the problem was, I wasn't prepared. They had switched airlines on us. So on the ticket, the airline changed. Didn't even realize that name that I was looking at was a name of an airline. I just thought that it was like a word. The very first opportunity I had to speak to someone, I completely insulted her. She was so pissed at me. All that Duolingo just went
out the window. All that Duolingo went out the window.
Yeah. So stick to true training. Well, actually, I'm not going to hate on Duolingo. They're pretty cool too. But stick to a full training language program. Then get dropped off somewhere and then just learn the native tongue. That's the best way. You feel it. You can see it. The emotions in people's eyes, their hand movements, like all that kind of stuff. It's pretty gnarly.
So yeah, I got to get going. I got like 12 apps downloaded. I haven't started any of them. We'll get it going, right? We'll figure it out. What's up? Is there anything else that we want to share on this quick wellness check podcast?
Yeah, and of course, this would be something we'll deep dive way more throughout just even the whole journey of all of this, because I have all notes. Like I said, when I realized everything was moving way so fast, I had to write everything down. So I have a whole bunch of notes of just random thoughts and stuff. But people, get rid of shit. Like, I thought that we were minimalist, and until we actually had to move, oh my gosh, I was so mad. At one point, I was just ready to throw Matthew away. I mean, there was just so much stuff that we had. Like, I'm over all of this. Our storage unit got the biggest one. I literally had to use my foot to push on it to close the freaking gate.
And
Like,
we
what?
gave away the majority of our stuff, like
Yeah, like,
legit. I mean, we had a
get rid
garage
of shit.
sale, but we literally gave away the majority of our furniture, clothing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
I
we'll
can just
tell
talk
that
about
whole story
moments
because
of
this whole thing
experience.
is
Yeah,
this
this
whole
is
thing is unreal. If you were to put in our exact situation of what we decided to do, when
in
we
the
decided to
timeline.
do it, when we started taking action, it would pop out and like you have a 98% chance of failure at this if it's not 99%.
Oh,
And
and one last thing. In the state of Illinois, a homeowner could possibly, purchaser, buyer, however, could back out of your deal pretty much up until the signing moment. So just imagine even that level of anxiety there too of, okay,
yeah, back
what
out
if
without
come that morning
yeah, they could just
without
back
penalty?
out and they leave scot free and you're just
Yeah.
like, yo, I thought we were selling the house. So that was the whole
Yeah.
thing.
So that level
But
of anxiety there.
for our wrestling pod listeners, this is one of the reasons why me going to that SmackDown show was so important.
Mm-hmm.
So we knew at that time what our plan was in terms of moving to Spain. So when we had the opportunity, of course, when SmackDown was in Chicago, that's why I kind of had that feeling of like I can't miss this show. Now, of course, I wasn't going to spend crazy type of money to go to that show, but for me, it was kind of like a perfect storybook ending in terms of like wrestling in Chicago. We moved to Chicago in 2019, which was the start of AEW. We were at All In before it was even a company. We were at Double or Nothing, which was their first show. You guys know how often AEW ran Chicago. So we were there at like the perfect time for like my wrestling fandom because WWE was not great at the time. So being able to go to these AEW shows every few months or so, or whatever they were running, and then for them to be able to come to Chicago for John Cena's last SmackDown show, Brock was going to be there. We knew Punk was going to be there. AJ Lee was going to be there. I'm just like, this is like the perfect storybook ending of our time in Chicago from a wrestling perspective. Like we have to go to this show. So that's why I was like really adamant on going to that show. It was because I knew that would probably be our last show going to see wrestling, one, for the foreseeable future. I don't know when we'll be able to go back to a wrestling show, but definitely in Chicago, right? And yeah, we could come back and go to a show, but it's not like being there. So that was pretty important to me, which was a big deal.
Heck yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But of course, we didn't know. Again, at that time, life was moving fast, but we still didn't quite know how fast life was moving. So we knew like this is probably the reality that this is going to be the last event for the foreseeable future. But you just hang on, which is absolutely cool, y'all. Like just living life. If you're able to just find a way to just to dial in with the universal line and just go with it. Sometimes you're like, where the hell am I at? Where am I going? I'm in a corner right now myself. Like, but and I'm living out of three bags right now. A dirty bag, a clean bag, and then just some random stuff with holes in it. So because again, I was ready to throw everything away. Everything. Just give me my passport and keep me moving.
Oh, and I forgot to renew my driver's license. So I got to go back to Chicago. Matt has a Playboy Cardi concert he's going to on Thursday. And Rhodesia was just going to go back with him. I was going to stay here. But we got DoorDash a couple nights ago, and he went to scan my ID, and he's like, ID expired. Of course, you guys know my birthday just passed, October 22nd. Shout out to Libra gang out there. A lot of Libras. And they're all typically great people. But so now I gotta go back to Chicago. Gotta go back there on Thursday just to come right back on Friday. So that should be fun. And then yeah, we're gonna sell cars. I'm selling my vehicle. Reddy's gonna give her vehicle to her mom. So yeah, like we are literally like getting rid of all of our stuff.
Except for that, all that stuff in that 10x10 storage unit,
yeah,
which we're gonna have to find a way.
We'll talk about stories about that too, though.
I mean, just sell the whole unit. Like,
stories about that
too.
Like
on Pawn Wars and stuff like that, Pawn Show Wars. They like just go for bidding, just bid.
I did research on that. Well, yeah, we'll talk about it. Yeah, we'll talk about it. So, so that's where we've been, ladies and gentlemen. We've been moving around. So y'all know, I mean, we potted through a lot over the last 3 years. I was adamant on not missing shows. You guys remember when we had, sickness that you guys didn't know about, or Rhodesia can attest to. Felt like I was on death's door and I would still pod. The deaths in the family, we still potted. So I'm sure there's probably somebody out there like, what the hell is going on with them? Because we know they do not play about missing pods. But that's what it is. It's not. At times it just wasn't feasible. We weren't even in a spot. We weren't even in a place. Jobless and homeless in the best way.
In the best possible way.
In the best way. So I don't know that. What's up?
Then, I just got to put this out there because we'll talk about it more later. But me being a semi-truck driver, yo.
Okay.
One more thing under the amazing things that this Rhodesia can do.
But you weren't. But that wasn't it.
That absolutely was in my heart of hearts. That was a semi-truck. I was gripping down some like a semi-truck.
Rhodesia drove a regular U-Haul.
I was supposed to get on the intercom with the semi-truck guys.
A regular U-Haul.
Like it was not a regular U-Haul. It was
regular U-Haul.
It was a semi-truck.
Did I take
U-Haul.
a picture of that U-Haul?
No,
but it was a regular U-Haul, and now you're calling it a semi-truck.
It was a semi-truck. So I am now. So when you say jack of all trades, Matt always say jack of all trades, but a master of none. Hey, I'm a jack of all trades. I can grip a semi-truck.
Oh, you can grip. Oh, you can grip.
All right. On that note.
So yeah, I think that's it right now, right? We're gonna try to get another show to you guys soon. I don't think we'll be able to pod next week, but we'll see. Like literally, we're taking a day at a time. Because I haven't watched wrestling in like 2 weeks. That's not like me at all. So I do want to get back to. I know Saturday night's main event is this Saturday.
Yeah.
Don't know anything that's happening. I know the lineup, but I don't know what's happening. But we're gonna get back into it, and as soon as possible for us, even just to record some wrestling content, we will stay hooked on our social media platforms. You know, of course, we're on Twitter. That's FNW. We're on TikTok. That's FNW. We're on Instagram. We're on YouTube, of course. Stay locked there. Of course, I am going to try to be as active on there as possible, you know, for the next couple of weeks. Once things kind of settle down, you guys are going to see some really awesome stuff. But until then, it's going to be kind of like go with the flow, hit and miss a little bit.
You know, the one thing about all of this, and of course, how excited we are on this next chapter in our lives, or the next book of our lives. How about that? I really, and you might say I'm lying through my teeth, I really did miss watching wrestling. Like, there's really nothing of wrestling that I know is going on. I haven't really been on Twitter much to even see what's happening on wrestling. And when I've been on Facebook, I'll see something on wrestling. I'm like, this is probably like 2 years old because everything on Facebook is so old anyways.
And it's a lie.
And sometimes
I hate Facebook, man.
Yeah. So for me, it's like that just actually just speaks to the fact that I am a legit true fan. I'm not trying to put my own self over, but just
sounds like it.
Let me rephrase all of this or rewind. I really have missed wrestling over this last, let's say, month of not being able to watch it faithfully and consistently and see what's going on. So, and yeah. I wanted to jump on and be able to do our pod too this week, but really, I would just be a face on the screen because otherwise, with deer in the headlights, because I don't know what's going on. So when you said there was NXT, PLE or whatever,
yeah, this past Saturday.
Wow, didn't even know it. So, but wrestling does hold a very, very special place in my heart. So that's what I'm excited that now on this next chapter of our lives, we're able to do that and other things too. But knowing that wrestling is still there in our hearts.
So, if you are new to us, welcome. If you're not a wrestling fan, no worries, welcome. We got some stuff for you. If you are a wrestling fan, you know we got you. But until we start putting everything together, if there's things you guys want us to talk about, feel free. Hit us up on the social medias. Hit us up on YouTube. Let us know. But we're wide open. And I am just so excited for what the future is and can be. And we'll get to that in the main episode that we're going to have for you guys. But life is what you make it. But life is pretty incredible when you get rid of ideologies and thoughts of what others think and what others perceive of you and what others put on you because of their fears. When you don't have any of that, it's crazy what can be done and can be accomplished and can be thought of. So super excited to talk about all that. But that's it. That's it for now. Rhodesia, send us home.
I don't know how to do all that. Usually I say something that lands flat and you're like, oh, there we go. And by that time, even when I started telling my joke, the music starts playing. So you can't even really hear my joke. So the times I actually have a really good joke, it usually I can't even hear it unless y'all were actually in the recording room to actually hear it. Because then the people who's listening or watching, they hear the actual music of our podcast. So I don't know how to do it. Usually it's something bad and it's like,
Oh, you just did
that's it.
That's it. You just did it. Holla at y'all in a couple weeks, probably. Love y'all, man.
Probably. You said probably.